A business page.
For Allegheny College, the respected liberal arts institution in Meadville, Crawford County, there is a new path this coming fall. Allegheny is adding a major in business. Now, there are many other universities that offer business education, from CMU, the University of Pittsburgh, to Robert Morris, Point Park, and Duquesne University, for example. So why has Allegheny College also decided to move in this direction? There's a belief that studying business with an emphasis on liberal arts is essential here. And to share his views about this is one of Allegheny's most successful graduates, Chris Allison, who now serves as co-director of the Center for Business and Economics at Allegheny College. As CEO of Tollgate Communications, he helped to make his family's company into a $2 billion business. We welcome him back to the Sunday Business Page. Thank you, Chris, for coming in. We appreciate all the work you do.
Thanks for having me, John.
You know, I love the idea of really liberal arts and business. I'm a graduate of a liberal arts institution. I think liberal arts is really important. First, let me just ask you about Allegheny. I mean, Allegheny, my sister went there, so I know a little bit about it, but share with our viewers the kind of institution that Allegheny College is.
Well, Allegheny is one of the top 100 liberal arts institutions in the United States, and we just had our 200th anniversary, so we've been around since the early 1800s. And Allegheny is really known for preparing students to be people of the world. If you look at what Tom Friedman describes, and that used to be us, what qualities do young people need to be successful? They need to be able to communicate, they need to be able to analyze, they need to be able to work in teams, and they need to be people of the world, and that's what we believe that we're really doing at Allegheny College. We have a saying called unusual combinations, where we like a student's minor to be actually kind of an opposite discipline of their major, so that we are really producing well-rounded individuals and people that can work in diverse communities as well.
Well, see, that's what I love about liberal arts, the requirement that you know a little something about a lot of different fields, that you're not just going right into a four-year institution and spending all your time in that favorite subject area that you have. And really, I think of liberal arts as a way in which we teach people how to think and how to analyze rather than specific data in a particular area. I don't know if you see it that way.
Well, it's interesting. My experience was I was an English major and a history minor at Allegheny College, and I worked in the advertising business. And when my dad recruited me to work at Tollgate when we first founded the company, he had to exit the business to pay attention to another business. And he said, look, you're running the business. First thing I did was I went to the library, and I taught myself telecommunications, I taught myself management, I taught myself accounting. I teach in the economics department, which is where our new business major is being introduced. If I had some of the skills that the economics department teaches, I would have been much better prepared. Right. But liberal arts students really, they learn how to teach themselves. They learn how to learn.
I love that. I think that's so true, so true. So why business? Now, you, of course, have great expertise in the business world, but why Allegheny and business? And maybe the question is, why did it take so long?
Well, it's interesting. Allegheny is very disciplined about academic rigor, and they don't want to have a huge variety of very esoteric type majors. But really, there was a couple things. One is that our market was speaking to us, and we had a lot of inquiries from prospective students who wanted to major in business. But the other thing is that you know, think of Steve Jobs, or if you go on YouTube and you watch his address the Stanford commencement, he talked about his liberal arts education at Reed College, and calligraphy is what led him into Apple being a leader in desktop publishing. So it's the marriage of the humanities and technology, and that's really what we think the wave of the future is. Because of the rapid pace of technological change, you have to be adaptable, you have to work in teams, you have to be able to communicate.
So here's the question: how is a business major at Allegheny different from a business major at any of these other institutions? I rattled off a few of them that offer the same kind of business degree.
Well, our business major has a really strong underpinning in economics, so that's basically the foundation of it, macro and microeconomics. We also offer courses in marketing, human resources, accounting, data analytics, statistics. But the other thing is that students are able to take a whole host of electives in the humanities, right. English, history, modern languages, so that people can become, really complete people. I mean, if you probably look at your own education, there's a variety of different experiences that led you doing what you're doing today. I mean, I came out of the marketing space because I was an English major. You marriage those two things together, and marketing is really the essential element. Managers need to be able to tell stories. They need to be able to help investors visualize, customers to visualize, employees to visualize what they can do. The humanities basis, the economics basis, is what we think is a differentiator for our business program.
We've got about 15 seconds. If somebody, I guess you're in the process of admitting students for the fall. Fall is when this program's going to start up.
Right.
Now's the time, I guess, to get in touch with Allegheny. Is that right?
There's plenty of information on our website, www.allegheny.edu. If you just go into our economics department and go into business, you can find out all about the program. We have a complete layout of all the courses and what it takes to become involved with that.
Well, Chris Allison, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us. We appreciate it. Good luck to you on this new program. I think it's great.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you. When the Sunday Business Page continues, the battle over a controversial billboard on Mount Washington, Part 1. Stick with us.